up, y'all? It's your girl Lika, and welcome back to Miss Books and Busy, where I take y'all with me wherever I land. And if you're new here, I absolutely love to travel, review things honestly, and I will tell you, baby, if the seasoning is missing. So go ahead and hit the like, comment, and subscribe, baby. And let's get into this Seattle trip because Bookie, we really need to discuss this seasoning situation. I want to start by telling y'all logistically this trip for the most part was smooth. Flights were mostly on time or before time with the exception of a small delay on my last flight back home from ATL to Gulfport. For once in my travel life, there was no TSA pre-check drama, baby. And if you want to know what that's all about, trust me, check out my Sydney vlogs and you'll have all the insight you need on it. Shout out to newly minted silver medallion status with Delta Bookie. I got upgraded on 3 of my 4 flights, and one of them was a middle seat and Comfort Plus, but I respectfully declined that because, baby, I don't do the middle. I don't know if that's because I have middle child syndrome or whatnot, but no, babes. Now, on the way back from Seattle to ATL, baby, I'm not going to tell you no lie. I had the whole row to myself. When I say travel blessings, and you will also not believe that after all that blessing, I left my recently purchased portable charger on my last flight home. Cannot believe that I did not check all of the things. Now, when I first got to Seattle, I took the light rail from the airport, and when I say it was very easy, affordable, I had no issues at all. But going back and leaving the hotel at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning to get to the airport, baby, no, that wasn't happening with me, okay? Because who's gonna walk somewhere that early in the morning with luggage in tow? Not Shalika Bookie. I paid that $60 for that Uber so quick, boo. Let me ask y'all this. Are you paying for that convenience or not? Because is the $60 worth it? Let me know down in the comments or whatever. I ended up staying at the Hilton Motif. The room was absolutely lovely with a water view. And if you're new here, you have to know that I'm a water baby. But if you've been on the channel before, you already know that I'm a water baby. So seeing the water every morning when I woke up was just amazing for me. Now, I did read the reviews about the hotel beforehand, and a lot of people were complaining about surprise charges. But you know what? Before I got there, baby, I read that fine print and made sure I was emailed my receipt before I left, okay? Now, they do give you a $15 daily food and beverage credit, which is part of the daily fee of $25 you pay. But, baby, let me tell you something. I use that damn credit every single day. And the first night, I had got an overpriced burger and fries from the hotel restaurant. It was expensive, but it was pretty good. But the next 2 days, baby, I used that credit to get me some bottled water and snacks from the hotel pantry because I was gonna make sure I got every nickel and dime out of that $15, baby. I didn't have any problems there. The stay was wonderful. Whenever you stand somewhere, just do your research before you go so you'll know what to expect. Now, let's talk about this food, okay? Because, baby, the way I was feeling in Seattle, it's like, is the people allergic to seasoning? Okay, because I went to Biscuit Bitch and got a dish that they call Hot Mess Bitch, which is sausage with biscuit and gravy and jalapenos or whatnot. But, baby, that thing damn sure was a hot mess because it lacked any kind of seasoning at all, baby. Like, where's the salt? Where's the pepper? Something, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this about Biscuit Bitch. The food was bland, but the brand is my type of shit. Because where you going where they greeting you like, hey bitch, what can I get for you today? Like, what? Where they doing that at? But anyway, so I did visit another place called the Blackbird Bakery, and that was on Bainbridge Island. I got broccoli cheddar soup, and I must say it was definitely bland. However, baby, that hot chocolate was smashing in that multi-grain toast. Woo! When I tell you that's the best toast I've ever had in my life, baby, that toast was banging, okay? Now, I did go to Pike Place Chowder, and I had their New England clam chowder, and baby, that's 10 out of 10. It was so good, I went back again and got some more chowder, and I also tried a lobster roll. And the lobster roll, baby, they ain't have no Old Bay. That's what I'm talking about. They ain't have no Old Bay seasoning on the neck. I'm like, damn, come on now. I know we gonna butter it up and do the damn thing, but can't get a little Old Bay, Bookie? So just tell me down in the comments, y'all, is it just me or do some cities just not have that seasoning like us here in the South? Okay, let me know. And I also did a banana pudding review for what I was told was the best banana pudding in the United States of America. I'm gonna drop my review after I drop this vlog, so y'all watch out for that. One thing I'm gonna tell you about Seattle, baby. Seattle will definitely humble your ass with this walking, okay? I felt like I walked 11 miles while I was there. I'm being dead ass serious. I was supposed to go up to the Space Needle, but baby, I'm gonna just tell the truth. After all that walking I did on the first day, I was tired as hell. So it's kind of like, you know what, that's okay. I don't need to see no more tall views. I'm good on that afford. But let me tell you though, I did get to see the Space Needle anyway because little did I know it, it was right next to the Climate Pledge Arena. I was satisfied with that. One thing I did not plan on doing was getting on the Seattle Great Wheel, but I was walking to the ferry, I saw it, and I was like, why not? Let's just do the damn thing. And I absolutely did love that view. It wasn't planned for me, but it was money well spent. Now, as far as the weather in Seattle, baby, look, it rained most days while I was there, and it was cold, but the rain and the cold by itself did not bother me. I'm gonna tell you, it was that wind that almost took a bitch out, because baby, that wind get the blowing. You think it's cold outside, but you don't really realize how cold outside it is until that wind starts fucking your ass up. Now, one of my most favorite places in Seattle was Pike Place Market. I did a little shopping while I was there. I got an organic lotion bar from this place called Moon Valley Organics. It has a lemon scent, and I absolutely love lemon scent. There was a young lady by the name of the Monarch. She had a wonderful art collection of paintings and stuff that she did herself. But what I did from her was I picked up some magnets. One was for my birthday flowers, and I also got some little butterflies to go on the refrigerator as well. And by the way, I purchased a magnet for Seattle. That is my absolutely most favorite one, partly because it is rose gold, but also because all of the little trinkets are things that Seattle is well known for, like coffee, the big wheel, so forth and so on. While at Pike Place Market, I also saw the gum wall, and that is absolutely disgusting. Like, I don't even know why people made that a thing, but no thank you. I didn't get to see the men throwing fish. Like, they were yelling out some things, but for them to throw fish, somebody actually has to purchase it, and while I was there, nobody did that. One of the other things that I did while I was in Seattle, which was absolutely amazing to me, was to take the ferry to Bainbridge Island. It was a beautiful experience. Now, I sound crazy maybe, but I'm from a little small place called Bainbridge, Georgia, and when I was younger, I found out some kind of way that there was a Bainbridge in the state of Washington, and I was just kind of always curious how that place looked, how that place felt. So that was a big deal for me. Overall, I enjoyed it. I stopped at their art museum, and they did have a Black History Month exhibit going on, which I 100% 100% appreciated. I also stopped at a small place called Hidden Gem, and I ended up getting this hand carved, well, it said it was a hand carved wood heart from Kenya, and a rose quartz shaped heart as well. Now in Bainbridge Island, I was passing by to head to the cafe Blackbird Bakery, and I passed by a tea shop, and on the sign it said, "We don't have any ice in our tea," and ice was all capital letters. I mean, so if you know, you just know. I almost failed to mention that on my adventure back from Pike Place Market, I passed a protest, a peaceful protest just going on. You know, Seattle and that area, they feel like they're very aware and engaged with what's going on in this world. Now let's talk about Cardi B. When I tell you, baby, Cardi B was worth every penny and dollar, I would absolutely pay that money again. Cardi B put on a absolutely brilliant show, and I tell you what, her merch was top tier quality, because I paid about $100 for a hoodie from her, but I tell you, it's thick and it's soft and it's comfortable. So one of the things that I was really surprised about was that there was kids in the audience. You know, that's not the kind of thing you would expect to see at a Cardi B concert, but however you parent, that's you and your thing, so no judgment there. Baby, Cardi B was out there shaking her ass, baby, like she was at the strip club, okay? I'm telling you, she was doing it big. It was two little white girls sitting next to me, and baby, you should have saw the expressions on their face when Cardi was doing all that. I'm like thinking, y'all ain't been on the internet seeing a black woman shake her ass before? I guess not, because that's one of the things that Cardi B mentioned. I saw her recently post on IG, is that Seattle, by the way, was her hottest crowd for concert, top tier, #1 so far. And she said she feel like they was acting like that because they ain't never seen a black woman shaking their ass like that before. That's her theory, not mine, baby. But Seattle was hot for Cardi B, baby, and they showed up and they showed out, baby. The energy was 100% all in. Seattle is definitely on that return to city list. Even with the wind, baby, even with the bland ass food, even with that $60 Uber and my missing portable charger, baby, I'm going back to Seattle, because one of the things that it did remind me of is that it's so important to explore cities, not only outside of your country, but within your country as well. And sometimes you just need a new city. So y'all, if you enjoyed this vlog, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and stay booked, stay busy, and be safe out there, y'all. Bye.